All right, now for the fun stuff. In the next couple videos, guys, I'm going to start showing you guys me raising the steel, or pretty much building the building. So I have a lot of content here, and I really think I'm going to do this in 3 different videos, possibly 4. Let me give you a little background, and it'll make sense as you guys watch the videos. So right now it is, well, it's February and there's snow on the ground, so that's why I'm not outside. But when I shot these videos, it was in July. We were going through a heat wave. It was literally over 100 degrees with the humidity, and it was very hard to work. So that's why you see me sweating my ass off. Second thing is, I pretty much built all the steel over, I would say 12 to 13, 14 maybe, full days of labor. So probably about 2 to 3 weeks of labor it actually took me to erect all the steel. So I wanted to kind of cut it down, kind of show you guys the important parts and the process I went through to build my building, at least the whole skeleton structure. So enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. Any comments, feel free to drop them. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and follow along on the whole shop build here. There's a lot more to come here, and I'm excited to get back outside as soon as it gets warm. So, all right, let's get into it and enjoy. It's about 7:30 a.m. right now on the 4th, and I have to say, I apologize on the lens here being a little cloudy. It's so humid out here that it's actually making my equipment sweat, and that's why you see the haze on the lens right now. I keep wiping it off, but it's just so humid. Anyway, we're gonna try to get some more steel up today. We started yesterday, but this damn heat, I gotta tell you, it is kicking our ass. So I want to take a minute and show you what's going on. So as you can see, we are raising some of the first beams here. That one is bolted on and looking good. Over there you can see we have the U-trusses and the 2 uprights over there. But I want to take a second and show you guys one of the challenges. Obviously you saw in other videos that the bolt pattern was, you know, set in the concrete based on anchor bolt plan, and we had templates made up. So when the concrete guy was here, he actually set them in place, and so far pretty good. But one thing that we noticed is when the concrete has actually settled, it actually moved some of the bolts and the protrusions, you know, to the side left or right. So some of them are a little out of shape. So real quickly, we learned on this one, or I should say the other ones, that you know, we got to make sure all the studs are square and you know, measuring correctly to the bolt plan. So you don't want to have an issue of trying to line them up to the beam when the beam's in the air. So what we came up with was I traced out a pattern of the bottom, quickly traced out a pattern, and I drilled it out. So now we're going around and we're checking out our anchor points and making sure that it fits the wooden pattern before we actually put the metal down. Kind of save a step, that way we don't get jammed up when you got the metal in the air. The bolts that do need an adjustment, you got to protect the threads. So I got some 1-inch black pipe here, and I'm just going right over it. There's a 3/4 inch bolt, so it fits over perfect on the inside diameter, and we're just, you know, using the black pipe for a leverage and tweaking them into shape very lightly and carefully to get our patterns. So it's very, I guess, important to probably go around and do that to all your anchor points before you start raising metal. That way you don't get jammed up once it's in the air. So that's a quick note. I just want to show you guys, tell you that. And I apologize about the foggy lens. It's a little humid out here, and my lens is sweating. So you can tell I'm a rookie photographer, video guy. So if any professionals out there have a solution, some anti-fog or whatever, let me know, because I would love to learn that trick. All right. Thinking about to call it quits for the day. But as you can see, we made some good progress. Sorry on the camera action. Let me turn it around. This is probably the hardest part of the project, is getting that first A-frame up. A lot of learning lessons, a lot of things to figure out, but we got it up and secured. It's about, yeah, I don't know, 95 with a heat index of over 100 degrees again. So it's taking a toll on us. Plus it's 4th of July, so we're gonna take some time here and enjoy the rest of the day with the family. But pretty excited. It puts everything in perspective as far as the height and width goes, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it. Happy with the pitch of the roof. It's gonna look cool as far as the aesthetics of a barn and all that. So yeah, that's that. Giving you guys a little progress shot of raising the steel. And yeah, so check back with me and see you guys in a little while. Today is day 4 of erecting the steel, and we're making some decent progress. It's a huge learning lesson. But yeah, let me show you what we've been up to and some of the challenges and where we're at with things. So here it is. Here's the structure as we have it today. Like I said, this is day 4, and we are building out the center section. There's not much steel left on the ground, which is good, and that means a lot of it is either in location or getting ready to go up. So a couple things you'll see is you'll see the overhangs. On this building here, I made sure I wanted the overhangs. So there's a 2-foot overhang coming down. We had to put those in. And today we just got all the purlins and the girts in. Now, if you've ever done a steel building before, you're probably looking at this saying, wow, there's a lot of steel on this. It looks like it's overly built, and that's probably because it is. Usually you don't have as many girts on the side walls. Usually there's probably like 4 total, but you can see here we have them every 2 foot on center, and that is because this is a, you know, it's getting sheathed in OSB and board and battened to look like a barn. So once again, because we are doing our own walls, they wanted to, you know, strengthen it up, because in steel buildings, believe it or not, a lot of their strength comes from the walls. So you know, they weren't exactly sure of the materials and strength and testing, all the engineering on my materials, so they kind of overly built it, so it's extra strong on the side. But the good thing is it actually gives me a place to you know, screw everything to every 2 feet on center. So let's go for a little walk. Yeah, we have all our inside and outside eaves, everything pretty much lined up in position. So we've been working on that. The other thing we kind of did today was we started laying out this end wall. Our goal is to pretty much build this whole end wall on the ground and then raise it as one. They said that on the directions we can do that. We could actually, you know, build the whole end wall or as much as possible on the ground and raise it as one. So it makes life easier. So really, you'll see right now, nothing is bolted together. It's literally just all laid out. I'm going to start doing that here soon, as far as figuring that out. There's, you see the 2-foot eave extensions bolted on. There's some brackets I got to bolt on for the small girts. But it's all laid out, and that's the goal. Here's the back wall. Now you may be wondering, well, why am I putting the middle up first and not the end wall first, or so forth? So the reason for that is you want to make the center section square and plumb to the foundation. You want to get your middle section, you know, nice and rigid, nice and square and plumb, so that way when you do put your back wall and your front line in, everything ties into this structure and you know it's going to fall plumb and square. So it's very important to get the center section square, plumb, rigid, all the braces in, and then everything else will fall into place once you have that. So that's what we're working to achieve as of right now. Like I said, you see all the girts and purlins in as of we speak. Now I got to put you know, kind of sub braces in all the middle, a lot of little brackets and other things to make it kind of tightened all up. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. This is day 4, like I said. Got a lot more to do here, but I wanted to just kind of give you guys a highlight where we are at. Some of the challenges in the blueprints didn't give the best details as far as how the purlins overlap or some of the bolt plans, so I had to make a phone call today to the project manager, real quickly. He was helpful, and they kind of answered all my questions. So you know, happy with the manufacturer in that sense. They're very responsive and helping me out and guiding me, you know, when I get hung up on something. So yeah, today, good progress. I have a list of some tools I need to go get. I need to get a reamer, I need to get some files, some dead blow hammers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take a break, go to my shop, grab some tools, and come back and hopefully do some groundwork. So, you know, hopefully the next time you guys see some more progress. All right, stay tuned.